What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another cup of conversation,
where we have conversations worth having.
I am your host, T.
And I'm your host, Coco.
And today we have a special guest. We're going to get right on into it. Shalainna.
Thank you for having
me. Thank you for lending us some of your time for today.
Of course.
And everybody on Facebook said you had a good story to tell. So I kind of just want to hear a little bit about that. I kind of want to have a little conversation, a girl talk, so we can get into the things that other Black women need to know, and either just other people in our community need to know altogether.
Right.
So let's just start off by you telling the people a little bit about who you are, like the things that you've accomplished and been through.
Yeah, so sure. Hey, y'all. I'm Shalainna, Social Boss Empire. Everybody calls me Social Boss.
Okay.
I started out like influencer style stuff, but then it just kind of took a toll of its own, and then I ended up owning a really large marketing agency called Social Boss Empire.
Okay.
So now that serves mid and large size businesses, and then I have Women in Wine Houston, which is a community for women to genuinely connect over a sip.
Okay.
And I throw large networking events throughout the city. Another thing that I've been super prominent in before that I don't do as much now is media, right? So I commend y'all so much because people don't even know what it takes to do this.
Right.
And it is a lot, and y'all are killing it. So
Thank
I love it. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So you mentioned in a marketing agency. What exactly does that entail? Like, what do y'all specialize in?
Sure. So at Social Boss Empire, we do social media and digital campaigns. So basically, me and my production team come together. We capture all of the visuals. We put together all the content, and then we filter it out.
We kind of tried something like that earlier on in the year. It is a lot. It's a lot. But we did try something like that early on in the year. Before we even started the podcast, we did it because we both had businesses ourselves. So we just tried
I'm
it.
like, when? I'm like, look, girl, look.
When we was gonna start doing the content creation, we did it for a little minute.
Which one I'm really proud of? We did the Fall in Love with Your Faha.
We kind of kept that one up. We did good. We did good with that little campaign.
Yeah, we did.
But though, like you said, that takes work.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, I think it looks easy from Instagram and once you get the final product out there.
Oh,
but baby.
And Instagram is like, can we talk about the facade of that real quick?
Girl.
Instagram is completely artificial sometimes.
Yeah, completely. Like you said, completely artificial.
We talked about it. It's a highlight reel of people day, and people are living by. I heard somebody say the other day that people not even living no more because they sitting on social media watching other people have a good time.
They are.
Yes.
They are.
I'm like, dang, that's crazy because people have not stepped outside and just been outside and talk to people. Me too. Me too. I'm part of people. I'm people for sure.
Yeah. Cool. But I think nowadays, like with us, I think when you talk about things, you kind of make a habit to not be the things that you talk about.
Yeah, true.
And so like how we've been talking about that lately, like even today, like my husband was like, "You about to go?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm about to just go on hard." He was like, "What you about to buy?" I'm like, "Really nothing right now, but I just want to go and do something. See what do I need to be doing instead of just being at home, like you said, looking at other people's life on social media."
Because you remember when we used to get out and go shop, even we might not be on a whole shopping spree, but we just out getting a few things, going to a couple stores, here and there, might stop at a park for a little bit, eat my lunch here,
just feel it. Y'all from Houston too?
I'm not. I'm from Orange. I'm from a little country town.
Orange. Yeah. I've heard some.
So I'm just gonna say you even know where that's at.
I do.
A lot of people don't even know what I'm talking about when I say that. But Beaumont put out the Orange area. I'm from Orange.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You from Houston?
Yes.
Okay, me too.
Yes. Definitely. Entrepreneurs in the building. That's why we really wanted to have women's schedule all this month because we just really wanted to talk to some women for Women's History Month.
Yeah.
Like really get some insight into what women are doing nowadays. We're gonna talk about the history of it, but of course we gotta shine light on people
of course,
here and now. So
and I appreciate that.
No, for real.
Yes.
Cool.
So what is the importance, like both of y'all? What do y'all think entrepreneurship means to like our community, the Black community? What do y'all feel like it is important for us to do to get out of the 9-to-5 space or to stay in the 9-to-5 space, but know how to invest your money in different areas and money manage, like be more financially literate?
Well, today I feel like it's necessary for certain people to be entrepreneurs. I don't think everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. But literally just yesterday I was having a conversation with my aunt, and we're gonna have her on the show as well. She's an entrepreneur and she's an interior designer, and she was just kind of, venting to me. And what I realized was another business owner that actually got me into the business was telling me, she had made a story on her thing, and she was just talking about how hard and how she started her business working a $12.50 job, and she took her income tax check and started her business. Her business. And so I was just telling my aunt, I was talking to her about it, and I was like, they make it really hard for us to be business owners, because when you think about like the Caucasian people that start businesses, all they have to do is write the business plan down, and then they get sometimes $3 to $5 million just to spend on marketing,
just for an idea.
And sometimes they don't, but sometimes I feel like that's not even true either, because what she made a point was saying like they have probably never had any experience in that type of business. They don't have any type of anything showing that they are even business savvy.
Right.
They're just basically going off
I watch it all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Or
y'all
like
seen that show Bar Rescue?
Yeah.
I see it. It's a show where he basically goes and fixes up bars, and the owners will tell you, I got like a $3 million loan or something like that, and they just was firefighters or police officers with a pension. They don't have the knowledge, the money. They regular 9-to-5 citizens, and they trust them with that much capital to go out and do the right things with it. But a lot of times that ain't what happens.
We don't have
that. We talk about how we kind of joke about how black people go from business to business. People be, y'all don't stick to one thing. Y'all doing taxes now, this, that, and the third.
Right. You almost have to.
But you
definitely have to, sis.
But we're not the only ones.
No, we're not.
They do that all the time.
But they do it
the
clean way. They file bankruptcy.
Exactly.
Hey, come on now, speak that truth.
Yes,
because that's
go get another loan.
Yes.
Yep, and then do it again.
And do it again.
And none of it falls on their real name.
Exactly.
The whole time we in the LLC.
LLC.
Exactly.
Yep. And I'll be honest with you, like I'm just now figuring out the way that money works. Right? I told people that
transparency moment. Like,
for real. Yeah, for real. Sis, like I'm not gonna say I didn't know the value of a dollar, but I didn't know how to make the money work for me. I was working for money, even as a business owner.
Yes.
So it was so draining, and I'm like, I have to figure out a way to grow this. But entrepreneurship to me is like legacy building for Black women, right? Because although there's a lot of us, when we put us up in comparison, there ain't that many.
Exactly.
Right. So I feel like we're just navigating through those areas, and like I tell people, business found me. I started this on a dialysis chair. I was unknowledgeable of what it looked like outside of a 9-to-5. I had no idea. So, yeah.
I agree. I can attest to that because I have a 9-to-5 family. I don't have anybody in my family that's showing me a business way or anything like that. So I mean, not the dialysis part, but because I know you had a lot of other stuff on your mind, or could have had a lot of other stuff on your mind, and you thinking about how to leave a legacy and make your mark.
Yep, that's true. God made me, man. Honestly,
and just to go back really quick before we move on, you talked about how Instagram is a big facade, and how you had the market. You have the marketing agency. Do you feel like business owners place too much value on social media and not marketing? And if
Certainly.
so, okay. And give us a little insight on what's the difference.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl T.
And your girl Coco.
And are you looking for some brand exposure? Do you have a business that you're trying to put in front of a new audience? Because look, right now we are giving out free commercials. Free. Oprah style, baby.
Yes, you get one.
Period. We putting it out there, and we building our brand, and we trying to help you build your brand.
Yes. So if you have a small business, large business, medium-sized business, whatever kind of business you might have, let us know. Get in our inbox, email us, and let us know how we can help you grow your business and see some success this year.
Yes.
These slots are only free for a limited amount of time. We're going to give you the first 4 weeks of the month free. You get to see how we expose you, how many people come on behalf of Cup Conversation, and then you get to decide, is it worth it? So this is a deal of a lifetime if you ask me. As a business owner myself, if somebody gave me this opportunity, I would definitely do it. We have views on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes,
and
just get out there.
As well as the podcast platforms. Yes. So Tap in with your girls.
Very much so. Get them commercials while they last. Deuces.
Okay, so social media is a tool. Marketing is a strategy, right? Okay. So marketing is to be implemented within social media and other things, right? But people mistake it and they're like, oh, I post on Instagram, I do marketing. I'm like, okay, where else your stuff? No, nowhere? Okay, that's not marketing. Marketing is being on various places, various platforms, and having that cause traffic to go to where you want it, right?
The visibility.
Right, the visibility, the conversions, right? A lot of people think, oh, okay, I'm just going to post and make some money. And you get that one in a few, but you also get clients like I get with 2 million followers that can't sell a t-shirt.
Exactly.
And that's what they not telling you. They making the reels now that are 7 seconds, and I made $800 in 2 minutes. I made $8,000 in 2 days.
Read the caption so you can see
read the caption so when it plays 10 times,
so while you caption this long, I gotta keep on watching your video.
I scroll past them videos. I probably look. They say you perish for the lack of knowledge. I just won't know because I'm not doing that.
Like how many scams and how much money is made with that Instagram.
Oh, I can only believe it. Girl. I can only believe it because I already thought that. Like I say this all the time. Everything that you know, you can't teach. That you're not a teacher.
It's nearly impossible.
Yeah. I mean, because anybody would be teachers at that point. Right. You know, I know math, but I'm not in the school teaching algebra. You know what I mean? Like that seems to be common sense. But anytime anybody learn a trade these days, it's like it's marketable. Let's put it out. Let's put it out. But I also feel how you feel about social media as well. I feel like it's a tool. It definitely is a part because I feel like in every era they had their big tool. I feel like that's the big tool because back in the days, if we were to be doing podcasts, our goal would probably to be on the radio or to be on 106 in Park or be hosting something like that. You know, something of the culture, something that we feel is a high value. But now people ain't watching TV as much. So,
I'll say this, I don't think it's going back. I really think that the internet, not social media, just the internet. The internet is going to take over so much, just in my opinion, more than it already has, that if you don't get with it, like if you're not with it at all, you're definitely going to get lost.
Exactly.
You know, so
yeah. I don't think it's all end all be all, but I definitely think it's a good tool, a big tool.
Well, I'm kind of like she's saying, like if you don't get with it, I think it's going to be the end all. I do because the way that, and you always can tell where they're steering education, like where they're steering the school system, wherever they steering that to be. That's where because that's the
Before
people that's
growing up. I was a speech therapist online. They transitioned me fully to online.
How?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it, sis. I ain't gonna even knock it, but. Think about
real. Think about that.
Yeah,
speech therapist online.
So you think about a Down syndrome child in front of you. On
that's what I'm saying.
All they gonna do is throw the computer.
Exactly.
You know?
That's
so it's like
you have no real interaction. That's what we're talking about. Getting out and really interacting with people. I think that's gonna take a lot. I seen, and it's gonna kind of get off topic just a little bit, but we're gonna steer it back. I just seen a post that one of my friends from back home made, and he ain't got no kids. So everybody, this almost went viral. I don't.
Okay, me either. You got kids? How many?
One.
Okay.
I got a kid.
a kid.
No kids. Okay.
But he don't have kids, so this brought a lot of uproar. But he was like, I'm not raising no tablet babies. And everybody in the comments was like, well, it's gonna be hard to do that because that's what they do at their schools now. They don't have books or lockers or that took me aback a little bit.
Nope. They do not.
All the books?
All the books. Everybody gets a laptop.
But that's why it's...
That's how you know I ain't got no kids. All the books.
But that's why it's going to be important for now parents to migrate themselves back to that aspect of their child life. Because it's up to us. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's up to us to find, okay, if you're not doing it at school, okay, those, at the time you're at school, that's the only time you're going to be on a laptop. Because there's going to be some books at this house.
Right.
That's exactly what he was saying. He was like, if I know that my child is going to be on it 8 hours of the day, then we're gonna come home and play outside, or we're gonna read, or we're gonna we're gonna read, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. So he made a very good point, but everybody just didn't like to hear it because he ain't had no kids.
But what people don't understand is kids do what they're allowed to do.
True.
So if you set the tone for something, it's gonna happen. If you have a kid that's not outside, it's probably because you have not set the tone that's what you're gonna do.
Right.
You know how our parents they'll lock the door on you. Don't come back in this house. Like I guess that was our parents back then. That was their me time. Cause drink the water. Like I didn't have to do this, but I like my mom always say we had to drink the water from the outside.
I played that, but I enjoyed that. That was baby. You can tell me
it was life.
Baby, I'm out here until I can't be no more. Like
you mad when they call you to come in?
Yeah, we had bikes and goals and basketball and it was a lot.
We need to get back to that.
Just walking to the store was just a thing.
Yeah, that was the fun part. Y'all want to go to the store?
That was my favorite pastime. Lord, they had no money. I had $2 on
fitness. You rounded up and change.
Okay. I'm finna go spend this $2.
No, for real.
That part.
So, you did say you started your business from your dialysis.
I did.
And also, was that a reason why you had to lost the 300 pounds that you said?
Yeah, so I guess I'll tell a little bit of my story,
go ahead.
girl. Okay, so I was in Jamaica, got super sick, right? So I thought it was just womanly time in a month. But it wasn't. Got back to the States, nothing would stay down. So ended up having to go to the hospital, and they immediately went from 0 to 100, right? They told me your kidneys are at 2%.
Oh.
And you have blood clots in your brain. The blood clots were temporary, right? The blood clots were temporary, so that went away. Okay. But I asked them, I said, "Oh, okay, 2%. How we get it back?"
Yeah,
they were like, "Oh, no,
recharge."
Right. And so they said, They were like, "No, it's 2 out of 100. They're not coming back, and you will be on dialysis until you get a transplant. And even that is not." That's not permanent. So, started dialysis, and God made me still. I've always been a person that was kind of trying a little bit of everything, right? So God made me sit there still, and so I started playing with the internet. And playing with the internet, I signed my first deal with Under Armour at only 800 followers. Now, this was in a time where everybody was like, you got to have 10K. So I was like, I'm doing something right. People saw it. They wanted me to start running their pages. I started doing that, right?
And wait, real quick. You said you got to deal with Under Armour. Were you an influencer? Were you like posting every day or what?
No, not posting every day, but I did get a deal. They had some kind of shoes coming out. I'm going to be real with y'all.
To market them?
Yeah, to market them. And I only had to leave the post on my page 48 hours, but I had to send them SEO. This is when nobody knew about SEO too, but I was doing it. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I didn't even know what I was doing. I really feel like I was guiding on that chair, right? Okay. So I was reached out to market that, kind of leverage other influencers and things like that. But at the end of the day, I got paid. And that's on my dossier that it was Under Armour, and y'all are saying 10,000 followers and I have 800.
Right.
Like not even 1,000, So yeah, that was kind of how that happened. But anyway, so navigated, started the agency, and then it became overwhelming because everybody wanted me to run their pages. So I was having to keep hire. I was like, oh, okay, now at this point, I don't know anything about business. So I'm just hiring, praying, and going. Yeah. And people love it. So I never, and thank you, God, I never had a problem getting clients. Like that was never it. It was the balance and the overwhelm that came with it. But
what about the people you hired? Was
virtual. So I hire all virtual because I am virtual. I'm not a micromanager. I'm not the type of boss that has to be in everything. So as long as you're on a computer, we good. So hired, kept hiring, kept firing because some stuff don't align. Right. And then started that agency, Social Boss Empire, and then from there started doing events, and then that's when Women in Wine Houston came, and that just is blowing up. Like honestly, I'm in shock still. So
I'm impressed. And
then being on that chair, they told me, of course, okay, you can't get a transplant at all unless your body fat is reduces severely. So I lost 170, right? And they told me, okay, like, you got to lose some more. Like, they put ammo on me. At the end of the day, I had people constantly telling me, if you don't lose more weight, you're like, you're dying, right? Like, and they had to sugarcoat it, but, well, not sugarcoat, but they had to ease into it. But, hey, your body is diminishing. So that caused me to lose more weight. Like, I went into a zone, and it was like, people think that, I feel like one of the common misconceptions with the weight loss is that my whole life is now different. My exterior is different. I'm still the same person, and people really don't know what that takes. People are so superficial that once your appearance changes, once your outer changes, oh, she must have everything. She must be rich. Everything must be perfect. And I'm like, girl, No.
Just a little discipline, not none of that.
Right.
Right. So, you know, that's kind of how it happened, y'all. Years
I'm
of
impressed.
dedication.
Wow.
And God.
There's a lot of women that struggle with just not only different diseases that or sicknesses that Black women are common to, but weight loss and PCOS and things like that. Like,
I had PCOS too.
really?
When I lost the weight, it just
Went away.
same thing with high blood pressure. My pressure used to be 300 over 300 daily.
Jesus.
I didn't even feel it because literally, y'all, I've only been this size in my life for 3 years. Maybe.
So this was just average for you.
Oh yeah, I was
why
500
you didn't-
pounds for a long time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like
I couldn't even see you
long
like that.
time.
Wow.
Yeah, girl, I had to show you a picture. Yeah.
Wow, that is a huge transformation, and that's to do a lot to be opening businesses doing that. But that is the power of the internet right now.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
That's
That is a beautiful thing because you
Yeah.
are able to hire people
Yeah.
over the internet. You are able to run a business over the internet.
I don't have no excuse. I'm just thinking, like, I'm sorry to cut you out, but I'm just sitting here. I'm like,
No, for real.
You probably gonna have to edit me out because I'm like, wow, that's
Girl.
crazy. Like,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's something, girl, it's God. I be telling people, like, I'm not the perfect Christian and nothing like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
inside all of that. But I couldn't have did it without God.
Right.
Still. I'm
Yeah,
tired. Look,
yeah.
treatment 5 hours. Ain't no way. This
yeah,
guy.
and you
So,
still going.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing. You spoke about. Did you have something?
No,
to
go
say?
ahead.
Okay, you had spoke about your community with the women's. What is
Women
it called?
in Wine.
Women in Wine. Okay.
Yeah.
I seen that you also say that you bring together high caliber women.
I do.
What is a high caliber woman?
Sure. So a lot of people get that misconception too, that it's only
High maintenance.
high maintenance or wealthy. That ain't it, sis.
Okay.
A high caliber businesswoman is somebody who's sure of themselves, someone who executes, stands on integrity, and just handles business, right? I don't look at stature financially. That's not high caliber to me because they're the richest of the rich that you're like, it just don't sit right with the spirit.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know, high caliber is just being sure of yourself and handling your business with integrity.
I love that.
That integrity is the key right there.
Definitely.
Period.
That's
Okay,
the
and
part
y'all gotta
right there.
come out. Y'all gotta come.
Oh,
I definitely
I'm
want-
ready to
I
come.
definitely-
I seen. I went and did my little
Do your little
research.
research.
And I was like, okay, y'all look like y'all lit.
Yes, girl. We have a good time. We have a
That's
good time.
good,
Y'all gotta
that's
come.
good.
March 30th. Love Boss
I
Women.
seen that.
I'll have some tickets for you.
Okay, perfect. We
Thank you.
couple conversation will be in attendance then. We will be
You
there.
need any press? What you need?
No, for real.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Well, no,
Okay.
we can. We
Okay,
can.
okay.
Period.
For sure. I love it.
I love that.
Gotta do the networking. So just speak on the since you did go through that and you found out in Jamaica on vacation, just speak on like the importance of, because I know personally, me and Coco talked about this last year, getting our health insurance together. We still ain't got it.
Well, we got our
we
health
we
insurance.
did get it.
But why didn't
But
give us dental? I
Girl,
called
'cause
the
they don't
doctor.
give nobody dental.
I called
Or
today and I'm
vision,
like,
barely.
did you give me dental?
Yep, I get it.
I had to get my vision and my dental from my job because
Yeah.
that would definitely
I guess
didn't.
I gotta get a
I
job.
believe it. I believe it. And I'll be real with y'all. And this is like the harsh reality of healthcare. I had insurance, top insurance. I was a speech therapist. Do y'all know when I got diagnosed with kidney failure, they told me you have to be on Medicare. That don't cover dialysis. Dialysis without insurance is $10,000 every time you sit down.
Now wait a minute.
I go 3 times a week for 4 hours at a time. Y'all got 30K a week just sitting around? Because I don't. Okay?
You gotta be on Medicare.
Hello? That's
Make
the
that make
only
sense.
thing that will
So
cover
what's the
it.
point of it?
Make that make sense,
Yeah, what's the
America.
point?
Like-
Exactly. So my other insurance would cover all my other stuff, and then I would have to have Medicare
Just for the
cover it.
dialysis.
Yep, that's it.
That is,
Yep.
the country we
And
live in
people are
is
like-
insane. Like that is mind blowing. This is the first time I've been speechless in a while. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And they wonder why Black people don't like. You know what I mean? I mean.
Don't go to the doctor.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
don't really. I mean, I ain't gonna say prioritize the health because I know some of us do the best we can. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Right.
honest, a lot of us can't.
yeah, I mean that is the best we can. What we are doing.
Ask yourself how much comes out for insurance.
Oh, I know, baby, because I had
First
to go
of
off
all,
on
let's not
people
even
back.
go there. Ask yourself how much comes out to eat healthy.
Hello.
So go to the grocery store.
Hello.
It costs
Yeah.
money to eat bad.
Yeah.
Enough
Girl.
money to eat bad. Don't talk about getting
Yeah.
healthy stuff.
Right.
That's only gonna last a day.
Yes.
Girl.
Spend $100.
Yesterday.
You remember when we was juicing at the
Oh,
beginning?
Yes,
girl.
yes.
I had my era. Y'all had y'all era.
Girl, we juiced. We went to Jamaica too.
For real?
And came back and juice. We still make fresh, like, homemade lemonade or, like, juices instead of drinking, like, you know, the store-bought ones.
Yeah.
But, baby, them green juices and them ginger shots.
Smoothies.
Yeah.
We let that go. We had to let it go.
Messy to clean up. I know. The time. Yep.
We had to let it go.
I get it.
We had to let it go. But I want to give y'all a little fact that I read online while I was doing my little research for this about black people and their lifespan and just America compared to everywhere else. They say black men live on average 6 years less than white men. Also have a shorter lifespan than men in Chile, Barbados, and Jamaica. Because you know they like to say people from other countries.
Right.
You know they doing worse than us.
Right.
Black women live 4 years less than white women and have a shorter lifespan than women in Panama, Bahamas, Bosnia, and Barbados. And black infants have more low birth weight infants than Ghana, Rwanda, and Uganda. So you would think that like these places have, you know, the lightest weight kids or the most death rates and this, that, and the third. But it's really us.
Yeah,
it's
the food.
It's the food.
It's us.
Food. Yeah.
It's all of the chemicals. It's not even just the food.
It's not.
I was looking at something because my daughter, she's like in a homeschool program. So on Fridays, first of all, they take their lunch every day, so they don't feed them, so we have to provide their food. But on Fridays, they have ChickfilA. ChickfilA like brings them in lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
And so last night I seen a video on TikTok, and it was talking about how Chick-fil-A is now in the same category as McDonald's, where their food does not mold.
Have you tried Chick-fil-A recently?
No.
Girl, that does not taste the same. I stopped eating there.
Yeah.
After 2020, it was like...
Yeah. Okay, I have eaten there recently then,
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
So they are in the category now. Their food does not mold. So she went to school today and she was like, Mama, I gotta tell them because they're gonna be dying. One kid gonna die, then two kids gonna die.
Oh, now she sat there and watched the TikTok with you.
Yeah.
I know she knows. I know she sit over your shoulder.
No, I called her in there
you wanted
to
her to
watch
see
it because
how
I'm
old
like,
is
she's 7.
Okay.
And so she went to school today. She was like, I said, so Corey, what happened when you told them about the Chick-fil-A? She said, I told them, but they ain't gonna stop eating it.
Right.
No, for real. I mean, this is America. That's how we live, y'all.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I be seeing so many people on TikTok move to different countries and things like that, and they always do the contrast and compare. And like, food is always a high topic, a high priority, and America,
It is.
we gotta do better.
Go ahead.
They say it goes down to not even like you said just the food. It goes down to the neighborhoods, the neighborhoods we stay in. They got chemical plants by us or waste plants or
nothing
this,
but
that.
liquor stores.
Or liquor stores and
in our community only.
Yeah, only.
I gotta drive to find a liquor store, like unless it's like Specs. That's it.
Yeah.
But like just a
regular nice one.
Not me.
Yeah.
I don't stay in the hood, but I can drive up the street and find 3 of them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, are you ready to take your intimate moments to the next level? Then look no further than Cade.
Yes, with their premium adult toy collection, you can explore your wildest fantasies and ignite passion like never before.
From discreet and compact vibes to luxurious and indulgent pleasure products, they have everything you need and everything you desire.
Yes, and don't forget to tell them Cup of Conversation sent you.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff.
I just don't understand the healthcare crisis in America. I mean, don't they get free healthcare in Canada? Or
Yeah, I heard that.
I've heard that too, but I feel like it's a catch-22 to
You think so?
I think so.
Of course.
Yeah, because look at the cost of living.
Right.
So y'all might get free healthcare, but aren't you paying for it?
Right. Your taxes might be higher than everybody.
Girl. So they are. So like things here are double in Canada. So, like, you know.
Now that part they left out on the TikTok.
Right,
Period.
They left that part out.
It be a lot of stuff. It's always something to everything. Like, I was listening to a guy and he was saying, like, we really, as Black people, we really have to, I think, and this goes back to your first question about entrepreneurship. It's not so much, I think Black people need to make a priority with making good investments, because when you talk about entrepreneurship, it takes a lot to put out before you get anything back.
That's what I say.
Right now,
you might be a 9-to-5 worker, but just doing
the right
investments
thing
and putting your money.
Because he was like, think about it, we need to be talking about ownership, because when you own, like, say for instance, you own land, you have your cattle, your eggs, your everything. You got your well, your water, like outside of what are you outside of food and water? What are you working to have?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
And those are things that you can get for free if you got
If
your
you
own
have
land.
your own, you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? So
True.
we really working to provide for the capital. You know what I'm saying? We
but
not,
they can take the taxes so they can fix the
Yeah,
roads, so they
like-
can do this and that and the third. Yeah,
I
of
don't
course.
need any of that. Like, you know, so I think it's a priority for us to be on our top of our game with being owners of different things, because that's real free financial freedom.
I agree.
It's not the money, it's the freedom.
Yeah.
But okay, this is what I will say too, and I agree with what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
My not even issue, that's not the word I want to use. One thing that hurts my heart is we don't work together a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
We got some of us that we love each other. Like, I love that we can do this in genuine spirits. I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Being invited to podcasts and stuff, it happens all the time, but I'm selective. Even when I saw you online, I was like, yo, I feel her spirit. You know, like, I feel her spirit. This feels like a good place. I'm gonna be real. I looked at y'all page one time. That's it. Because I go off of that. But it's so much out here. It's so much competition. It's so much you can't get more than me.
Yeah.
And it's like almost the blind leading the blind, and we don't want to learn.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes just saying, okay, girl, get your credit right, will offend your sister instead of encouraging her to get her credit right.
Right,
you know,
right,
or
right.
something. You
Right,
know, the
right.
benefits. So I want us to open our mind up a bit so we can expand.
But do you
Right.
think it's a...
yeah.
And so what I was going to say to that is, do we know how to go about that? Because when I came home in 2014 from college, and my mama was just we had this conversation. I remember like it was yesterday. We were on the phone. I was riding down Homestead, and she was like, "What? We have to figure out a way for Black people to come together." And I was like, I don't know, because I had been in school and what I had heard, but I was on this thing like, it ain't gonna happen. You just need to worry about yourself, this and that. Like, build your own legacy and keep going. It ain't never gonna be a point to where Black people come together. And I still strongly feel that way to this day. I do, because what I think is, it's been so much damage and so much mental beating to us that we don't even know where to start there. We don't have
defensive, we got
and then
up.
because we have to be not only defensive from them,
Yeah.
we can't even get in the posture to say some gotta end, and then we don't have the resources to make time for something to end.
Yeah.
For what and to make that clear, what I'm saying is, I don't really have time to say I'm gonna not support X, Y, and Z so I can support my sister or my brother, because in all actuality, I don't have the money. I still have to go running back to them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And it makes sense.
It's like a
with the society.
That's a
we live
strong
in.
point.
Yeah, you know.
'Cause back in the day, like just think about stuff like the Black Panther Party and stuff like that. They had time to wake up early in the morning, go cook breakfast and hand it out, and still go to work.
But what happened to all of that? Black Wall Street. It's a fear also inside of us.
Yeah,
to
of
say,
course. They gonna the powers beyond it's gonna do what they gotta do to try to bring us down. It's like we fighting up.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna disagree 100% with what you're saying, because sis, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I want us. Maybe that's just a desire.
That's a hope.
That's me too.
Yeah,
That's me too. I'm like a hopeless romantic when it comes to it. Like, I really think we could do it, but like it just is gonna take a lot of people to think like us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
even if it's not a lot of us yet, I feel like those of us that are aligned with that mindset, we have to make the example and really stick to it.
Yeah.
That's another thing too.
At all costs.
At all costs. We the microwave generation.
Yeah.
So as soon as the stuff get thick, oh girl, I ain't got no time for that. You know, or I gotta do me. I gotta worry about me.
When it's gonna take something away from you. If you losing something, I'm not gonna keep going if I'm losing.
We don't know how to lose together. We don't know how to lose in public. That's another thing too. A lot of people see entrepreneurship and stuff, and they don't want to lose in public. Baby, I done lost, and I'll tell you, my favorite stories are those of loss.
Yeah,
because this is saturated.
Right.
I got a good loss story, and I don't know. It really took God for me, because I was one of those people too. If I can be completely transparent, like I didn't want to fail in my business. You know what I'm saying? And it took a lot for me to say, Krista, it's okay. Like, it's not so much a fail. Like, you have gained so much from doing this, being able to say you've done this. A lot of people haven't even taken the step that you've taken. And even like when my husband, he asked me, he was like, what you gonna do? Like, I think he was even like, what you gonna do now that you
on?
closed and the business just closed down?
What did you have?
I had a med spa.
Okay.
And so like
a lot of overhead.
Yes, a ton of
Shout
overhead.
out to you, though, sis.
And I did it for 3 years.
Amen.
And so but I also felt like, and that's a whole nother story. I have to tell my story one day. But I also felt like the way that I did it, and God told me this specifically, like the way that you did it, you did everything your own strength. You didn't consult with me about any of that stuff. So now that you're taking a loss, it just had to come to that, because now you asking me for the help, but I never even told you to go do that. I never told you that. I was gonna take you a whole nother route, like. But because you start chasing money, you start idolizing money. You see the money that you making. So that's, like I said, it's a whole nother story. But yeah, people don't. I don't like to.
That is, how do you, in the society and in the world we in today, economy, America, how do you not chase the money? I mean, I know, because I know how. Because, for instance, like doing this podcast is something I love, so I feel like I'm chasing a dream more than I am the money. So I do want it to be, lucrative. I want it to be one of those things, but I like what I do, so I'm not complaining about if you don't. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So I get chasing the dream, but I understand. I still have a 9 to 5. I ain't quit that. So I understand you have to get money. So what's the thin line? Like, where?
The thin line for me, what I will say now and going through all of that, is you always have to remember your source. Even with a 9 to 5, with entrepreneurship, with investments, with inheritance, your source is ultimately God.
Amen.
And the reason I say that is because that'll give you peace in knowing. Because I think about days I don't have X, Y, and Z amount of money, but everything always happening.
Right.
And so if I was thinking, I had the mindset of, oh my God, if I don't work all day today, I'm not gonna have X, Y, and Z. And then so God stripped all that away to show me that, hey, you ain't got X, Y, and Z. You hungry? If you don't, you don't have none of this stuff. You don't even have the building no more. You don't have the clients no more. Like. But you still eat, you still got a roof over your head, you still got a car to drive, you still got gas in your car, you still got clothes on your back. Like, so God literally have to strip everything away from you, even if it's a 9 to 5, just to show you, like, I'm your source. That job not your source.
Waymaker.
Yes, none of that is your source for real.
Waymaker.
So really, you don't never have to chase money, because it's gonna come to you.
That's draining.
It's draining. It's very draining.
Understatement.
I feel everything you're saying, because when I first started this, I'm not gonna lie. Once you start making a certain amount of money, and I'm not rich by any means. I tell people, some days we go to Prada and get what we want. Some days we still eat ramen noodles.
Right.
I'm not trying to, have a facade for anybody. So, my biggest thing is, I used to chase it. Okay, cool. I made 7,000. Okay,
what can I do? What can I do better now?
That's
sight of the whole purpose. So I found myself drilling almost like a machine, wearing my body out. I'm not even listening to God at this point. I'm doing what I want to do.
Exactly.
Right?
I'm gonna go.
Right. Yes. So now my body shut down. Here go the money. Here it go. Boop, boop, boop. It's gone. What you gonna do? Who you gonna call on?
Yeah.
Right. So I get it. Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
So what you think the thin line is, like, between really grinding for it, or really just, hey, I gotta take a break, I gotta go get my money?
I'm at that point right now. It's a thin line between saying I'm on my hustle and I'm working for something and I'm getting it and I'm just chasing money. You're gonna know when you're not doing that, when you can feel the purpose still.
Okay.
When you lose sight of purpose, to me,
that's when you off track.
You lost it. And we know money is the root of all evil. It feels good sometimes, but a lot of good stuff does not come from money.
Right.
So purpose is a thin line to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's all about what you putting in and what you how you letting the money use you. You're not using the money.
Exactly.
Right.
But yeah, I think this was a very important talk we had. We had to have a talk like this. I feel like we had to get into some of the topics we got into today. Did you have anything you wanted to ask us?
I actually do, yeah.
Go ahead.
5-year aspirations. Where you see yourself in 5 years? Which one?
Oh, that is a good question. I hope to be I hope to still be doing this. Very much a bigger platform. I hope to meet some of the people. I'm not gonna say my idols, but some of the people that inspired me to get into this space and learning more about it. I really want, all in all, I want a production company more media, more than just the podcast, of course.
Right.
Of course, I love doing this, but I like that people come to me for it as well. Like, hey, do you think this is a good idea with equipment and this and that and the third?
Right.
And the fact that we done trial and error with it a little bit. I'm not out here writing an ebook yet, but you know what I mean.
Right, but you should.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm working on things to be able to do things like that. So
Right.
I see a production company in our future.
Okay.
That's my boyfriend. If you haven't noticed, he's our producer, and he's into it as well. So this is something I can see us doing
That's a
together.
blessing.
Yes,
You know, to have a supportive partner.
Exactly,
A lot of people don't have
exactly.
that. Both of y'all. Shout out to both of the guys here. 'cause
Exactly.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I see myself in 5 years. What about you?
To be honest, y'all, I see myself being a very successful wife and mother still. I hope in the next 5 years, I hope I have probably like a 2 kids by now, by then, of course. And then I also see myself just living my life the way God wants me to, and making sure I'm walking in my purpose, and doing the things that God has already told me that He want me to do, with my prayer ministry, like expanding that and actually standing on
ministry? What's that?
I don't have a prayer ministry per se, but in 2020. What was it? 2021, 2020, 22, 21 or 22. I can't remember. I started a prayer line, and it was very, very, very good. Like we used to meet every week, once a week at 10 o'clock at night.
Really?
And people, yes.
That's the one I need though. Because
Yes.
a lot of them at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And so
Like,
we
sis, I
started,
missed you. Like,
and we started doing it like earlier in the day, and then people was like, "Can we do it?" And so it worked out for me because I was a business owner heavy at that time.
Right.
But I started that, and to be honest, I got to the point to where I was praying so heavily for so many people, and like on the prayer line all the time, to where the devil had convinced me that I didn't know how to pray for myself. So I would pray like basically for a whole hour straight, like on the prayer line. Like people would text
Did
me,
you feel
"Thank you."
empty in that season?
I felt very empty, and I would get in my own self time, and I could not pray. I couldn't even find the words to pray. So ultimately, I stepped away from it because I felt like, how can I be this for people, but I can't be that for myself? And so I stepped away from it. And just crazy that I'm speaking about this right now. Yesterday, my mama said, "It's time we get back to the prayer line." And I said, God had been telling me that, but you know how the devil will make you feel like you're not worthy to do something like that. He'll tell you how imperfect you are. And so really, I just want to walk in my purpose. I want to resemble God. When people see me, I want them to see God. I want them to be like, what do I have to do to feel that type of love and that kind of stuff like that. So I'm really like I hope it don't take 5 years, but really like in this next few years, I'm just trying to steward myself, disciple myself to be the person that I know God wants me to be.
Right. Cool.
And so really that's really it, and following His plan, because I know what my plan give me. So
Amen.
I want to add to mine. I want to find more peace in my day, in my day-to-day routine.
What you feel like disrupts your peace now?
Just the grind of everyday work. Getting up. I feel like you're in a routine. It seems like sometimes you can't just be at peace. Just be. You know what I'm saying? So I want to look forward to more days of just being. You know what I'm saying? Letting whatever's gonna happen, leaving it in God's hands, and just being peaceful and just, you know what I'm saying, doing what I need to do.
Yeah, and that's one of them things that you will never have without God.
Right.
Like, and that's what I realized too. Like, my mama just told me today, she was like, "Krista, you been like, you seem like you're not worried about anything." And I told her today, I said, "Ma, you don't even know, like, I don't be." And I feel like because now I really have the peace of God. Like, I just made a video and I'm gonna drop it on TikTok.
Come on now.
I'll probably do it tomorrow. But I I really just became for real saved for real. Like I realized like all of these years that I've been living like, and I've been saying I'm a Christian and I believe in God. I have just been that believing in God,
Really?
but not actually walking the life,
that.
the lifestyle out.
Right.
And so like now, like, and I'm gonna talk to T about it today, but like certain stuff just really agitate my spirit. Like, and that's how I be knowing like.
And you sensitive to it. Your discernment
like,
is at mine too.
Yes.
It's at an all-time high, and sometimes you can't even fight it. You be like, dang.
Yes, and I don't
like,
exactly.
I don't want to feel it.
I don't want to.
Another thing that like really it's hard for me to accept is I could walk in a room and feel the energy. I just know who I'm dealing with, what I'm dealing with, and sometimes it's not good. But it's hard for me to accept that. Hey, no, you're not crazy.
Right.
It ain't good.
No.
Same here. Like I said the other day, I burdened myself with some of the questions and some of the things that I bug myself with all the time. Like, is this right? Am I doing that right? You know what I'm saying?
We oftentimes try to be perfect.
Yeah.
And we not. We can't.
But like we said earlier in the episode, you just sometimes have to be still.
Yeah.
And be still and listen. So
that's true.
That's why I'm trying to work on being more at peace, just being more relaxed, being more still, and guiding myself through this, not overthinking everything.
Cool. So like with your legacy, what do you want that to say? When you gone, what are you leaving and what do you want that to say?
Caring. I know people are going to say I'm a caring, understanding, somebody that was there for them. I know family or, you know, they could always say somebody they relied on. I like being that person for people. I like being that confidant, that just that safe space for people. Right. You know, if they have open conversations, as we sit here and have conversations all the time. I love open conversations. I love that being that safe space. And I also love being that stern, you know what I'm saying? If you need that friend to be like, hey, you need to go ahead and move forward or, you know, take another step or do this and do that. So I like being there for people. And I wanted to say I was there for myself too, just as much I was there for other people. So, but I do like being there for people.
Good. I love that. Okay. Go.
And for me, my legacy, I just wanted to be that I was there for my family. I was the person that brought my family together, and that I was the one that brought people to Christ, like, and made people really think about their life, like whether they actually got saved or not. Like I was that moment in their life where they really thought like it's something else. It is something else. It's other than what, you know, the world makes us think. So I just want to be that. That's really what I want to be. Like I want to be the measure. Like when they put me up to something, they like, if Jesus is here, she like right up she at his neck, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and she made me want to look at life a different way.
Right. I love that.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to lead the people with?
Sure. Well, not really lead people,
Because you didn't answer the questions.
I did it. What I didn't answer?
The question you asked us.
Well, my legacy, like I said, I'm big on integrity. I'm big on authenticity. I want people to always feel like themselves. I want them to feel like I inspired them to move through whatever, whether it's adversity.
Right.
That's good.
Right. I feel like every tragedy can be triumph in some sort of way.
Yes.
Right. I want a positive outlook. Like I want people to look at me and say, oh my God, I feel good. And whatever she did for me, even after I'm long gone, she was a great person and just made me feel good. I'm about energy and feeling good. So I want people to always feel just at ease in themselves.
I love that. That's huge.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and just leaving people with, go for everything you want, right? I feel like I've had everything thrown at me. And I know people like look at my social media and all they see is perfection. And I'm quick to tell them that it's not, because my life is not perfect. None of our lives are.
Really?
So just go for everything you want. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, like just like y'all have had. But you just got to keep pushing. So that's my 2 cents. Keep pushing.
I love that. I know that's right.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, that was another amazing episode.
Yes.
Y'all with some great things for y'all to hang on to. So
Great talk.
until next time, see y'all. Bye.